So, within the JLR group, a lot is happening. Jaguar is completely reinventing themselves by discontinuing every car in their lineup, and Land Rover is technically no more. Rather than calling a car the Land Rover Discovery, for example, you just call it Discovery. This means that Land Rover has been split into three models: the Discovery, Defender and Range Rover. Today we are going to look at the Range Rover side, specifically the new Range Rover Velar facelift. Let's have a look and see what is new and if this facelift will encourage you to replace your old Range Rover Velar. Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Cars and More. This is the #1 place to be for car news and reviews. Sit back, buckle up, let's go. So, with Jaguar Land Rover facelifts at the moment, they haven't been what you would call extravagant. The new Range Rover Velar is no exception. To start with, you may not actually notice that it is a facelift, but if you look closely you will spot some changes. To start with, we get a new set of LED pixel headlights with a new daytime running light graphic in it, mimicking the bigger Range Rover Sport. Also taken from that car is a new grille mesh pattern. The bumper is the same as before though, which does make this facelift discreet, but there is nothing wrong with it in the first place. It does still look quite modern and in line with the rest of the lineup. Moving around to the side and you're welcomed with no changes. The colour options and wheel options are the same as before, but again there was nothing wrong with these options from the pre-facelift model. Moving around to the back, and it is the same as the front really. You wouldn't notice the facelift if the tail lights were not on. This is because they have updated the look again to the new Range Rover Sport, removing the double U and replacing it with one single U. The bumpers are the same as before, but the redesigned taillights are enough to make the rear feel newer than before. So, let's have a look at the boot. Opening the electric tailgate, and you are welcomed with the same 558 litres size boot with the seats up. With the seats down, it extends to 1,731 litres. This is on par with its rivals, but you can now order restraint rails as an option which helps you tie down items in the boot to stop them moving, for example suitcases. Let's have a look at what engines you can have with the Range Rover Velar facelift. So, let's start with the engine that we have on our test car today. This engine is the P400e and it uses a 2-litre 4-cylinder petrol turbo engine with an electric motor with 141 brake horsepower. It uses a 15.4 kWh battery pack, giving this car an electric only range of 33 miles. Its brake horsepower figure combined is 402 and the power is going through all four wheels through an automatic gearbox. Next up is the petrol engine, and this is called P400e. This again uses a 2-litre 4-cylinder engine, giving this car 248 brake horsepower, and the power again goes to all four wheels through an automatic gearbox. Next up is another petrol engine called P400. This has a mild hybrid setup using a 2-litre petrol engine, giving this car 395 brake horsepower. Just like the other petrol engine, the power goes to all four wheels through an automatic gearbox. For the diesel range, you can get a diesel mild hybrid engine called the D200. This again uses a 2-litre diesel unit with 202 brake horsepower, and it has its power going to all four wheels through an automatic gearbox like any other engine in this lineup. Next up is another diesel engine called D300. This uses a 3-litre engine with 298 brake horsepower, and again it is mild hybrid with 4-wheel drive. The price of the Range Rover Velar facelift starts at £54,105, with our test vehicle starting at £72,480. Let's have a look at the interior. So, climbing inside the new Range Rover Velar and you are welcomed with a Tesla style interior. We have a new dashboard design that removes the old Touch Pro Duo system, and it has been replaced with this new curved infotainment system found in every other Jaguar and Land Rover car. This system works well and it is very easy to use. It is a bit different from the other Land Rover and Range Rover cars though, as well as Jaguar, because you may have noticed we don't get any climate control knobs. Yes, the Range Rover Velar has put the climate control system on a screen. Personally, how it is laid out I'm not a fan of, and I do wish it was a bar on the bottom of the screen, but overall I would prefer the knobs. Replacing the climate control knobs now has given us more storage in the centre console and a more minimalistic look, which I am actually a fan of. The instrument cluster is the same as before and it is easily customisable and modern looking. We also get the same steering wheel with the same haptic buttons, which again is a shame, but some manufacturers are going back to physical buttons, so we can only hope. The overall fit and finish though is pretty good and the materials that are used are of very high quality. Let's have a look at the rear seats. So, climbing into the back, and the first thing you will notice that every Range Rover and Land Rover product has, and is very annoying, is that the footwell slopes upwards, making it awkward for your feet, but also it means that there is less space for your feet under the seat. Anyway, legroom is decent and so is headroom for a 6-footer. Again, just like the front, the rear materials are premium and we also get some physical climate control knobs for the rear, as well as an armrest and some rear heated seats. So, in summary then, what do I think of the new Range Rover Velar facelift? Well, if we were to call it a facelift, I would expect slightly more on the outside. But the inside has made up for this, and to make it feel new and modern, and overall the car has been renewed for another 4 years, till it is replaced with an all new electric model. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.